Shalom, Israel, Shalom. First, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Hamashiach Malakah Shai. The word knows Yahweh as God. The word knows Yahweh Shai as Jesus. Hamashiach will be the Christ. And I'm coming back at you with a soldier salutation and inspirational scripture today. Ready, set, go. The first precept is coming from the book of Job, chapter 23 and verse 6. The book of Job, chapter 23 and verse 6. And it reads, "Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put strength in me." So the Most High righteously will not plead against you, but he will strengthen you. He will empower you. Through Christ, we will do anything, man. We have the power to do anything, right? Philippians, verse 7. "There the righteous might dispute with him. So should I be delivered forever from my judge? Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand where he doeth work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he have tried me, I shall come forth as gold." So, hey, when the Most High tries you, he's going to purify you. He's going to cleanse you. He's going to make sure that you're worthy of getting a higher obtainable place, possibly the kingdom. Let's pull the next precept out of the book of Psalms, chapter 66 and verse 5. Psalms chapter 66 and verse 5. And it reads, "Come and see the works of Yahweh. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men." So the Most High hates wicked men, right? He hates those that don't fear him and aren't obedient to his ways. Verse 6, "He turned the sea into dry land. They went through the flood on foot. There did we rejoice in him." Verse 7, "He ruleth by his power forever. His eyes behold the nations. Let not the rebellious exalt themselves." Salah. So the rebellious shall not exalt themselves against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, unless they're going to get utterly destroyed and punished. Verse 8, it says, O bless Yahweh, ye people, and make the voice of his praise to be heard, which holdeth our soul in life, and suffereth not our feet to be moved. So if you believe in your rock, in your power, in your comforter, in your fortress, you will never be moved, man. He will always be protected with your angels, man. Verse 10 says, "For thou, O Yahweh, hast proved us. Thou hast tried us as silver is tried. Thou broughtest us into the net. Thou laidest affliction upon our loins. Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou brought us out into a wealthy place." And that wealthy place, Yahweh willing, will be the kingdom, right? Will be eternity with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, and the mighty 144 and the elect. So let's get the next precept in Psalms chapter 17. Book of Psalms chapter 17, start the third verse. It says, "Thou hast proved my heart." Let's read that again. It says, "Thou hast proved mine heart. Thou hast visited me in the night. Thou hast tried me and shall find nothing." So, King David's letting them know, you tried me and you didn't find no iniquity, no guile in my mind, no guile in my heart, no guile in my mouth, nothing but the righteousness, man. It says, "I am purpose that my mouth should not transgress." Verse 4, "Concerning the works of men, by the word of thy lips, I have kept me from the paths of the destroyer." And who is the destroyer? Let's get the quick precept. Exodus chapter 23, and we're going to start at verse 20. And it reads, "Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him." So we know by that account that that's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So Yahweh Shai will be that destroyer. That was the one that killed all the firstborn in Egypt, right? Of animals, beasts, or also in humans, man. So let's go back to Psalms chapter 17. We're gonna pick it up at the fourth verse. It's the book of Psalms 17 and 4. concerning the works of men. By the word of thy lips, I have kept me from the paths of the destroyer. That would be Yahushua, man. Hold up my goings in thy paths, that my footsteps slip not. Because we don't want to slip. Because we know slipping leads to sin. Sin continued leads to iniquity. And iniquity leads to the wages of death, man. Right? So let's pick that up in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 1. It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall you observe to do. So it doesn't sound like that the children of Israel have any choice on the matter. You have to observe and do them. It says that ye may live. I'll repeat that. That ye may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the way which Yahweh thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee. I'm going to read that again. To humble thee. One more time, Yahshua. To humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doeth not live by bread only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh doeth man live. Thy raiment waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. Thou shalt also consider in thy heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so Yahweh thy power chasteneth thee. Here's the point. Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of Yahweh thy power, to walk in his ways and to fear him. Right? So you got to keep those laws, man. So you got to have the fear of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh shine you, so you may live. Right? Let's pick that up in Malachi 3 and verse 1. It's the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant. And we know who that messenger was. Up on the mountaintop, it was Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. It says, whom ye delight in, behold, he shall come. See if Yahweh of hosts. But who may abide the day of his coming? And he shall stand when he appeareth. For he's like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. So let's find out what that is, man. First, let's find out what that refiner's fire is.
Strong's H, 6884. Saraf. Saraf.
Saref, right? It's to smelt, refine, to test. To smelt, refine, to test and prove true. So, hey, you got to be tested to prove that you're true to the Most High, man. Right? To be refined, to be a refiner, right? So it says to purge, to melt, pure, purge away. To try, so you got to purge away that unrighteousness, man. That impurities, right? And let's find out what that soap is. That fuller soap.
Strong's H, 3526. Kavas. Kavas.
The soap, right? It says to wash by treading, be washed, perform the work of a fuller, washer, fuller, treader, to wash garments and the person, to be washed out. And we know that that's Ephesians, right? Ephesians 5, right? When it says, hey, that you got to be washed by the washing of the word, man. So, hey, that's what that is. So now let's go to fuller. Let's go to the refiner. So that fuller is the same thing, right? So let's go to 1 Peter chapter 1 and let's end this thing, man. Land this plane. It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. So, hey, you're kind of going through that thing, Yasharala. It's kind of getting tough. The Most High is amping up the heat, right? You're kind of getting purified, getting tried. You're going through the furnace of adversity, right? Verse 7, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, right? Because you want to be that righteous gold, that gold that lives for eternity, right? It says, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua Mashiach, whom having not seen ye love, and whom thou now ye see him not, yet believing you rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your soul. And that's what we're working this here for. So we're going to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, much like I was shy. Hey, be refined to show yourself approved to Yahweh and live. And with that being said, worthy gold, shalom.